was sitting here in the hockey chat, and so I had to put my golf hat on because I'm like, what power play line is Tom Kim on?
Oh, boy.
No, we're good. We're in Vegas. Vegas,
man. Vegas.
I didn't get the face tattoo because I don't think I lost the bet.
What? Here we go.
What did I say? Minimum 3 eagles on Thursday for Rico Hoey?
Yep.
It was pretty incredible. One of his last attempts at an eagle on the 9th hole, 122 yards out, laying 2, and he holds it.
He did.
I was like, hell yeah. Start picking out your earrings.
I mean, I had one stud that was my birthstone, and then the other one was a diamond, of course, in honor of Diddy. So
yeah. You ever been to a Diddy party?
Not recently.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No. I remember the days with Justin Bieber, but he doesn't.
You're not in Vegas, obviously. You're at home.
Yeah. I went to Vegas last year, and
talk about it.
I was impressed by the golf course. TPC Sutherland is a little bit more target-oriented than people give it credit for. Now, it's played at elevation, so it plays short. It's 71 at 7,200, and it's probably more like par 71 at 6,900. I mean, last week was a very, very good preview for this week because if you hit the green stuff, you're fine. You can score. If you miss the green stuff, meaning fairway and or rough, you're in the desert. Here you're in the desert or the backyard. Last week we saw the lava, which was really entertaining, actually. Yep. And hopefully they bring that place back because I thought that was a great tournament. But a great fall tournament. It's not major championship worthy or anything. But the one thing that I did notice is there were a lot of subtleties to the greens at Summerlin and some very difficult par threes. So I think that this place definitely, and you can look back to the history books, that it definitely favors good putters. So I think that is got to be advantage number one for sure.
Yeah, you look at course history, it's Tom Kim back-to-back.
Yeah.
Adam Hadwin, probably the second best non-winning course history.
Yeah.
Cantlays. Because you have to score here. I mean, it's like you have to make a lot of birdies.
And I think you have to be a good putter to do that. I'm not sure that was the case last week. I think being a good putter last week helped. And certainly, Matt McCarty won in the guy's top 1 or 2 putters on the Korn Ferry Tour this past year. So when we talked about favoring putter on a course where everyone's a rookie, great. I think at this place, putting experience, but also just being a very good putter, guys will make putts. And I kind of noticed that last year. Greens seemed very subtle.
Some of the best here: Webb Simpson, Hadwin, Cantlay, Siwa Kim, good putter. Martin Laird has a pretty good course history. We'll talk about him in a minute.
Yeah.
Party Marty.
Bo's got a great
Bo Hosler. I think Bo Hosler can get it done this week. I think he can do it. I think
the Sanderson helped. Yeah.
Tom Kim's going to be 50% owned. Obviously, Tom Kim can go back to back to back. So in my notes, though, I put this in Discord. We don't have a tree-lined parklands this week for once. That's good. Some elevation, Bermuda greens, and the interesting thing. Well, before I get to that part, the course defenses are what? Craps tables, late tee times.
Yep.
The Surrender Nightclub. The Rhino. Hello. Yeah. And then wind. And so I looked in Discord this afternoon, and people talk about a wave stack. I'm like, it's fucking Vegas. What are you talking about? But look at Friday. There's like 25-mile-an-hour gusts.
So I always start my week by looking at the over-under for the tournament score. Yeah. And average winning score at this place last couple of years is 23 under par.
That's a lot of birdies.
Yeah, which is what we expect, right? I mean, Tom won it at 20 last year, 2 years ago, 24. They haven't seen somebody below 21 since 2017, which was Cantlay at 9 under, which was windy. But the over-under was set at 15.5, and I was like, whoa. I was like, cool your jets. I go, what's going on here? Did they make a mistake? We're betting the over on this easy. And then I started looking into the weather, and from about 2 p.m. on Thursday till about 2 p.m. on Friday, it's going to absolutely rip, like 25, 30 mile an hour steady winds, which
2 p.m. Thursday, 2 p.m. Friday. So you're looking at the AM stacks have the advantage Thursday because they go out relatively late on Friday. So the PM guys, if there's a score differential, PM Thursday guys will have it tougher.
Yeah, PM AM wave is going to get a majority of the wind. The peak of the wind is at 9 a.m. on Friday morning at 30 miles an hour. For whatever reason, that's what it is. And whoo, baby, around that place, which is target oriented. I mean, you've got like 90 something bunkers. You've got the last 3 holes have water in play. And if you don't hit the green stuff, you're in the desert. And then you're like last week with the lava. So, that wind starts blowing out of the northwest, which there isn't. Last time I checked in Vegas, this is on the northwest corner of the city when I was out there last year. So there's not a lot to block that wind coming to that golf course. And it's gonna rip right through there. I think that the average cut last 5 years is like 4 under par. It'd probably be like, maybe if it does do this, like even par.
Yeah.
Should be
At
pretty
least
wild.
half that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, 30 is a lot on a golf course where you could hit it in the desert. Sometimes tree lined helps, when it's windy like that. So I'm looking deliberately at a lot of scramblers and good putters, not just the good putters, because I think that people are going to miss their targets unlike they do in years past, even with a wedge, even with a 9-iron in their hand. Better ball strikers can flight the ball, but people are going to miss their targets more than they're used to. And you look at guys like Pendrith or Kitayama or Tom Kim, they're not the greatest scramblers. Decent putters, yes. Great ball strikers, yes. Scramblers, no. So that could really flip the script here a little bit, I think.
Yeah, and some of these holes, the closing holes, provide some drama too. I remember the 18th hole has provided some drama over the years. There are places you can get in trouble. And the other thing too is, I remember Charlie Hoffman saying this years ago, but locals who are local to Vegas sometimes have. Are you getting an echo?
Yeah.
Fuck. It's this microphone. I'm sorry. As soon as you touch your ear, I'm like, you're getting an echo.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. Watch this. I'll be right back. Just stand right there. You can freeze. Don't even say anything.
All right. Well, of course I'm going to say something. I mean, anyone that's tuning in, we appreciate you being here. You can't hear the echo there, the folks that are watching, but the feedback in my ear from Wiley.
There you go.
Yes.
Is it better?
It is better.
Okay, good. What Charlie Hoffman was going to say is that locals in Vegas sometimes have a more difficult time because of the demands of entertaining guests in Vegas. I mean, he said it was just a time commitment for him because everyone always comes in for this tournament because it's Vegas. So, and I find that sometimes even with, not recently, but Torrey Pines with Xander Schauffele, it's like these, sometimes when you're in your local community, it's tougher to perform because you have like 9 million family members or fanboys or friends or whatever. And you have to pay some attention, just a small marginal percentage, but
I would say it has a bigger effect on the WMPO because more guys live there. And when those guys come in, it is a bit of a party atmosphere for the week. Not as much here. I think the guys that like to gamble just spend too much time at the tables and they're distracted. And they know they can sleepwalk this place to like 15 under and they'll make the cut and then they move on with their week, but they're there for more recreational purposes versus some of these hungry guys that are either looking for their first win or they're looking for 51 to 60 or they're looking for top 125. So
which where do you start here then this week? Unless you have more comments on the course itself.
No, I really think that you got to pay attention to short game this week. And normally that would never be the case at a place that's a birdie fest. If you're chipping, you're not making birdies and you're not keeping up. We say it all the time. And I think this week, if that wind hits hard like it's supposed to on Thursday and Friday to stay in the tournament, you're going to need some level of scrambling. And I think last week was a perfect preview. So if a guy was good last week, he's going to be good this week, and we hope that the added feature is scrambling.
9K plus range.
Okay.
What about McCarty though? Now we've got another shooter on this tour. Second tournament in wins. The greatest recent course form that I've seen, and then he finally gets a win on the PGA Tour in a second start. What's going on?
I mean, that
doesn't
guy
happen very often.
No, it doesn't. That's his fourth win since July. 3 on the KFT, 1 here. He's a lefty. Never made sense to me. And
what do you think of his swing?
It's a good swing. It's not like Bo's swing. It's just, he hits it from his left side. He's a hitter. I think he's got a great move. It's repeatable, it's simple. You can see why he's playing so consistently, and he's a very good putter, which is always an advantage in any field.
Yep. He's back here too. So, sometimes that wind stays under your into your sails.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Don't discount a back-to-back. I mean, I've seen Kazire do it. Even on first wins, they go right back at it. Didn't Jake Knapp do it, or close to it?
Jake Knapp came close after Mexico. He was like top 5 at Cognizant or something like that.
Yeah.
It would not surprise me in the least that he was up there again. The thing is that there's like 4 or 5 guys that are playing really, really well right now that are a little more seasoned than him, and I expect their course experience, where they were all rookies last week, to kind of take over this week.
Like guys who are chasing it right now for the first win, like Hosler.
Hosler be a great example. Power be a great example. And Jaeger would be a great example. Those 3 guys are playing really, really well. And it just kind of screams out to me that we better pay attention to these fellows.
Yep. Pendrith coming off a good President's Cup. Great course history. Good putter.
Good putter. Good driver. Worries me that if it does blow a lot, that he can't scramble as well as some of those guys I just mentioned.
You think Kim has gotten some rest since President's Cup? Do you think he can go 3-peat here?
Ooh, man, 3-peat's a tough one. 2 guys have done it since 2000? Stricker, John Deere, and Stuart Appleby at the tournament Century of Champions. And then, 2 guys and then the GOAT. Tiger's done it 6 times in his career. And 2 of those were actually 4 in a row. But, he went 4 years. He never lost in the state of Ohio, and they played 2 tournaments there. It's pretty good. Pretty good. I think it's tough to do for Tom Kim right now because, as you remember, even though emotionally he was very focused at the Olympics, he missed the cut at the Rocket after he lost the playoff to Scotty. It's just kind of a bit of a roller coaster. He missed the cut at Royal Troon. He ejected from the playoffs, 1.5 points at the President's Cup. Is Tom Kim are we making him out to be a bigger story than he is as far as his playing ability? And
his first day at the President's Cup was not great. His partner saved him. So he didn't play in the second match.
Yeah, he didn't play the 5-0 day for the international side.
That's right. And they got 5-0.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he started to hit some bombs, but his ball striking was still
Yeah, that concerns me. And the way that he walked away from the playoffs was super ugly. I was there in Memphis. He went bogey double to get outside the top 50. Keegan sneaks in. We all know the story from there, but that wasn't good. This golf course obviously fits him. He's a very, very accurate guy. I think he's going to have trouble this week in the wind because he doesn't hit it as hard as some of these guys. Like a Taylor Pendrith's drive in the wind is far less affected than a Tom Kim drive. And Tom Kim just doesn't have the scrambling ability that some of these other guys, like that Bo Hosler does. He just doesn't. So I think that if he does pull it off, it's going to be much more difficult than the first 2.
Hosler also a Texas guy. So wind is always a factor.
Yeah, there might be a little wind in his sails from having the number 1 team in the country
Yes.
in football. Like that affects those guys. They feel a little bit of sense of pride. They like, maybe I need to do my part, to be number one. And Hosler's had crazy good history here too. He's played here like 6 times, and his average strokes gained total is like +5.
He's
I mean,
got 2 top 10s. Yep, 2 top 10s.
He's good. He's good here. And it makes sense because he's got some room to drive it. He's a very, very good scoring machine. He's like top 6 in the field in birdie or better. That's what you need this week.
It's the price that really interested me was Eric Cole at $9K. I know you like Eric Cole.
I do. I expected Eric Cole to be a little better as he starts to see some of these golf courses for the second time. And we're not getting that. And I'm not saying it's a sophomore slump or anything like that, but a lot of players, when they come out, even the rookie of the year, they tend to get a little bit better. And he and the guy he was competing with that year, Cam Young, they've kind of like taken a step back in their sophomore season. So it'll be interesting to see where both those guys go forward. But just specifically to Eric Cole, in the wind, he certainly has the scrambling, short iron ability and the scoring ability to do something here. He proved that last year. In the wind, I get more concerned again about a guy that hits puff balls versus a guy that just rips it. I mean, Hosler's flying that thing 300. Seamus Power, won in the wind at Bermuda. So, I mean, look at what Seamus Power is doing right now. He was a guy that was lost half the year. He goes to a ball striker's place that's super demanding, like FedEx St. Jude at Memphis, and he finishes 10th there. He's out of the playoffs. Then he goes over to the Irish Open, plays in challenging conditions there, shoots 26 at Royal County Down, like legendary golf course. Then he comes back. He's 11th at Sanderson. He was 11th last week, gained 6 strokes. Yeah, at Black Desert, he gained 6 strokes with his approach, like a career approach round. And now he's going home to sleep in his own bed in Vegas and play Summerlin, a place he probably has a bunch of experience at. Not as much as Harry Hall, but he has experience at in challenging conditions. I mean, Seamus Power is a name, I think, of a guy that's hot right now that would be someone to pay attention to for sure.
His success here is questionable. A couple of miscuts. That may lead me back to my Vegas theory about people who live here locally.
Could be.
The two that really stood out to me, but just haven't played in a while, are Adam Hadwin.
Yep.
And JT Poston.
Oh, Poston.
A guy who can score, play with his wedges and putt.
Yeah. I rode the JT bus last year.
I know. Was it a bumpy ride?
It was. I thought it could have been better. And admittingly, when I saw him at FedEx St. Jude, he was hitting it horribly. He admitted he was hitting it horribly. And I don't know what's going to change that in his first event back. So if he did go and try to fix something, he's working on change, and he's in his first event back. I thought you were going to say Hadwin and Thompson, because Thompson had a great season, went to the BMW, was average there, but I mean, the guy had his first career win. He was top 50. He's signature next year. He's starting to do the things that, as the number 1 amateur in the world at Georgia, was a big deal. Georgia, Texas this weekend, by the way. Maybe we get one of those on Sunday. I'm thinking about a different Bulldog, but certainly Hosler is the Longhorn. But Davis Thompson, we haven't seen or heard from.
No.
BMW, and that seems like a long layoff to jump back in and get in a birdie fest and make 20 plus birdies. Make 15 for sure, make the cut easy, talented, rolls through. I don't know. The odds are so short on those guys, especially like Tom Kim. It just doesn't warrant doing it.
I think form is so important. Recent form and recent form, like last couple of weeks form doing well versus I was playing shitty 8 weeks ago. Now I'm going to go win at Summerlin at the top price. That's why those guys have to show me something first.
Excuse me.
Hadwin an advantage, yes, because of his course history is so elite here. But Hadwin can really burn you. For those new to golf.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the one likely place he's less to burn you is at Amex, Phoenix, or here. For some reason, the guy is great in the desert. A lot of Canadians are great in the desert. Pendrith, him.
Dick Taylor has good form here.
Taylor's good in the desert. I mean, he's won.
And he has some form from last week, and he can putt.
Yeah, he can definitely score. He's a good ball striker. Silverman, some of these other Canadians are strong coming into this week. I don't know why it is. Do they like to gamble?
No, well, a lot of these Western Canadians, like the Eastern Canadians, like the Ontario people, they go to Florida for the summer, right?
Okay.
The Western Canadians spend more time in Arizona, right? So,
or like Palm Springs or something.
Arizona, Vegas, this side of the country for Palm Desert. But I believe a lot of these Western Canadians do travel down here. I mean, I know they're very prominent at the Waste Management Phoenix Open, so maybe they have some thrust behind them because they got a fan base or family. I don't know. That's just possible theory.
Yeah.
What was I going to? Oh yeah. So if you want any indication, and I'll go back here to Keith Mitchell. If you want any indication that putting's important here, Keith Mitchell had 4 straight missed cuts at this tournament, and then a 60th. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm with you. I'm going fully sober on Keith Mitchell this week.
27 weeks, baby. He missed the cut last week. How perfect is that? He made it to the 72nd hole at the Sanderson, and last week he shit the bed.
Yeah, I know. It's the worst.
27 weeks, baby.
Someone mentioned Ricky Fowler. Ricky Fowler he's missed 3 cuts here in Vegas.
Yeah. He might be the most popular player there.
I just don't think we can go back to Ricky Fowler. He's just I think it's just a different era.
Well, the thing that really was not working for him this year was the putter. And we've said putting like 100 times already this show. So it would be irresponsible of us to just start grabbing a guy like Ricky Fowler based upon history or, fame and not acknowledging the fact that his putter isn't great. I know he was T16 at Sanderson, but it's still like, that's not enough for me.
The more I look at McCarty, I think I just got to go back to this kid.
Yeah, honestly, I can't argue against it. I mean, what he does fits again because it worked last week. It's the same golf course, just it's desert and backyards and not lava. It's the same exact thing. 2,000 feet less elevation.
Really level-headed guy too.
He's a really good putter.
He's a really good putter.
Really good putter. So at the end of the day, other than the fact that there's just like 3 or 4 guys mid-range and at the top that are playing really well, again, like Jaeger, Hosler, Power, like, and McCarty would be one of them. Like that gives me a little bit of pause. There's one guy here that fits very well and has played well in the past and has taken a break. But the last time we saw him at the BMW, he finished 5th, and that's Cam Davis. And
Antonio just mentioned him.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, but a win guy. I really like Cam Davis. And his course record here is good. He's got 5 made cuts.
Yep.
Top 10 last year. He's finished 7th last year here.
Yeah. I'm going to go back to Harry Hall after last week's poor weekend, and he kind of just faded away. But now Summerlin's his home golf course. He has the Las Vegas connection, and if things get challenging, then he knows that place might be better than anyone in the field. Yeah. And his chipping and his short game and his putting is top 5 in the field for sure. So, and he's playing well. So
Hall was abysmal on Sunday, says Antonio.
He was. He's 100% right. But, how many times do we bet a guy early and then they win the next week? And I'm not saying always repeat your card, but if you felt good about him last week and 3/4 of the time he was okay, he played with 2 good guys on the first day, shot 6 under. Could have been more if he didn't dump it in the lava on the last hole. So he can play right now, and he's going to a golf course he's extremely comfortable. I think that's something I think that's something that's
you mentioned. Well, Neil Shipley's here too. He hasn't played in a few weeks, but
he Monday queued in.
He Monday queued in here?
Yes.
Why would he have to Monday queue in this field? He's Neil Shipley.
Because a lot of guys come to Vegas in the fall. It's a place where a lot of those middle tier guys are going to show up.
I'm surprised that with Neil's recent form, he had to Monday queue, but that's he's one that I'm going to have definitely circled. You mentioned Norlander a few weeks back.
Yep.
And I thought you were nuts. And I still think you're nuts. However,
that's
Norlander
irrespective of Norlander, though.
Irrespective of Norlander. But he's playing well.
He is. Yeah.
I just want to add that.
No, it's warranted. I'm still looking at that like mid-range that we always love to talk about. So there's a couple guys in there from a DFS perspective or a placement perspective. Matty Schmidt is playing some impressive golf.
Mm-hmm.
He is. And
does he have a short game, though?
That's a good question off the top of my head.
I forget what tournament it was. He was just striping it. Was it the 3M? I think so. But I made a mental note.
Short game, he's bottom half of the field.
Yeah, I made a mental note that, man, he's not really good. Unless he hits it 2 feet.
What's the quote there? He sucks.
I don't think he gets that quote. No. But short game, he may.
And then there's another guy in the middle of the board there that really attracts my attention because, man, he was super, super smooth last week. And this is what I was alluding to jokingly earlier about the Bulldogs was Harris English.
Yeah.
Harris English, very calmly, which he does when he's playing his best golf, is very calm. Gained like 9 strokes on the field last week, 5 with his putter and 4 tee to green. And if you think about if I asked you a top line question about this field and I say, okay, who's the best player in this field that's still relevant? Like how many guys in this field have 4 wins? Because Harris English does.
Yeah.
Right. Tom Kim's got 3. Okay. Those 3 are since Harris is his 4. I get that argument or whatever. But, the only other guy I could think of at the time was Daniel Berger's got 4 wins. But like how many guys in this field have that many wins? I mean, Hadwin's been around forever, but he's got 1 win in a Valspar. JT Poston's got a couple wins, but like Harris, when Harris gets that putter going, and he's a great scrambler, I like Harris this week. I do. I mean, he looked really smooth last week, just striking the ball and just like comfortable and like, hey, this is what I do. He looked healthy, and
Harris English is the guy that you don't roster, and he's 3% owned, and he top 10s. That's just Harris English.
Yeah.
Now I think you'll get ownership this week, but sub 8K Harris English for the resume that he has, it's kind of a good deal.
Yes.
I think Berger's still a good deal. I know.
Absolutely.
You want to talk about good short game. I know he was 35th. He actually early on last week. Was it last week? He was 3 over early. And we thought, fuck. There's the unraveling of the whole Discord's complaining about Daniel Berger, how they're ruining his life.
Yep.
RPS ghost from nowhere.
There you go. Yeah, well, that's my point, though. Harris and so Kuchar was that level of player. He's probably 3 or 4 years removed, 5 years or whatever, but Harris is a lot younger than him. And Harris is so give me the top 5.
Kuchar then?
No, I'm not playing Kuchar this week. I don't like Kuchar this week, but like Kuchar, Harris, Berger. I mean, these guys are proven commodities on the PGA Tour. And, outside of Kuchar not playing well at the Sanderson, he didn't play last week. Like, he's played well this summer. Okay, great. Berger's been on the comeback. Berger looks like he's onto something because, to your point, he struggled to start. Then he comes back and does 65 in rounds 2 and 3 and was like, whoa, like, okay, this guy wants to fight. And if you're looking for us like a guy, when Berger was good, before his back gave out on him, excellent wedge player, incredible birdie machine, good putter, and
Great short game.
accurate off the tee. Oh yeah, the guy was wonderful, sorcery with a wedge. You know,
he's like Spieth. I mean,
yeah, very much so. You know, and hits a lot of cuts. He would be good in the wind because he flights the ball very low. So Berger should be super live for a lot of people this week. I don't know that he's ready to win yet, but man, you know, head to head lives, DFS or placements. I mean, I think he could be a building block for a lineup for sure.
He's a dog. I'm surprised that you said that about Kuchar, because 2 weeks ago, you were Kuchar was in your pool.
He was, for sure.
What happened? I mean, he's a wedge player putter.
Yeah, I just worry about the wind blowing out here and his level of ball speed. So great scrambler, great putter. Don't get me wrong. He can't pick everybody.
So Brendan Todd probably out of your pool too.
Yeah. But a little bit more of the I'm not gonna like another version of Matt Kuchar is Harris English, and he proved last week he's in fine form, and here we go. You know, and a little bit stronger ball flight, and easily as good with a wedge and a putter as Matt Kuchar.
Mid range, one more I'll give you, Andrew Novak.
I will drop Andrew Novak, and I will take Nick Hardy instead.
Yeah,
100%. Look at the numbers. The guy's gaining like over his last 5 tournaments, he's gaining like 3.5 strokes against the field, and for a nobody, that's a lot. You know, 8th at the Black Desert, top 30 at Sanderson, made the cut at Procore.
Yeah.
So Nick Hardy, Illinois fame, University of Illinois, and definitely somebody that I think is another person that near the bottom of the DFS board you could build around. I think that his ball striking will continue to show up. He's obviously onto something, and for a number of tournaments now that I can't even remember how long, he's been positive on approach. He's been hot with the putter recently, which is why it keeps getting better and better. And off the tee, the guy's solid. So it's like a poor man's Cam Davis.
They need to build a model where there probably is one out there where you see significant price discounts from DraftKings week to week. I mean, Patrick Fishburne he was 9,600 last 2 weeks. High nines, mid nines.
Yep.
And they gave him a $2,400 haircut, which is rare.
And he really didn't show up the last 2 weeks because I bet him. And he was bad at Sanderson and missed the cut at home in Utah.
Yeah.
When he was in the press conference room.
That's a steep haircut, though. Steep.
Yeah.
Ryan Moore. Listen, Nick, no one likes Ryan Moore more than me. A guy that just hits fairways. He dresses immaculate. He's just a solid, unflappable guy. But I just think the era of Ryan Moore is finished. I mean, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, the putter's not good and the driver's not good.
Yeah.
Maybe try Taylor Moore. I don't know.
Taylor Moore's too cheap, too, for a tour winner, right?
Yeah, he just hasn't been great lately. So,
but he's making cuts. Right. He's making cuts. He top 12 at the 3M.
But like when you talk about like making cuts, like how about like
say it.
I want to make
Joe
sure.
Highsmith. Your guy, Joe Highsmith.
Yeah, I've never been much that into Joe Highsmith, but somebody like Ben Coles makes a ton of birdies, makes cuts, been playing all right this fall. You know, I mean, if you're just looking for a nobody, why not take Ben Coles over Ryan Moore? You know,
you gave Carson Young one more week,
definitely
last week, and he finished 11th. So you give him another week.
Yeah, I would down there for sure. Yeah, I have my sixes list over here. Highsmith's on it, Carson's on it. TPC Lee is on it because we're at a TPC course.
KH Lee. Yeah.
Yep, KH Lee. Now those guys are high in
winner in Texas.
twice.
Win player.
Yep. Scoring machine.
Machine.
Yep.
I would, for course form, I would leave Martin Laird in there for now. I know he's 100. I know. Gonna get the wins.
Let's talk about course form for him for a second. Let's just talk about course form for him, because everyone thinks of him winning there, but they don't think of last year's missed cut. The year before that, 37th. Then he goes 11-1. Then before that, 48th, 28th, missed cut, 27, 43, 18, missed cut, 40-2.
That's the party. That's the party that he brings.
Who brings the party, Marty? Well, I can tell you right now, it wasn't in Utah because he missed the cut.
Well,
and then
he hates Utah. He said that publicly. It's his least favorite state.
How about, well, he must hate Canada because he missed the cut there. He hates Detroit, missed the cut there.
Everyone
he definitely hates
Canada.
Iowa. He missed the cut there. Minnesota. The 3M, he missed the cut. And he doesn't like Greensboro either because he missed the cut there.
Yeah.
So he's got a lot of people he doesn't.
Is he German? What is he? Finnish?
Martin Laird?
Scottish?
Isn't he Australian or something?
He's Scottish.
Yeah.
The Ghost is Badley. I've seen Badley play not badly early in the rounds, but his form, I don't know. No, we can't do Badley, Ghost. You had everything right today, and then you said Aaron Badley.
I mean, you've got guys like Highsmith and Carson Young and KH Lee and Chad Ramey. And these are other guys that are just playing good right now. I don't understand the risk in that.
You didn't mention Joel Damon, your guy.
I love Joel, but
are you out?
I wasn't in last week on Joel, and I still don't see. I don't see the path to. I mean, the putting is so bad.
Yeah, it's so bad.
He lost 5 last week in putting. The week before he lost 3.5. The week before he lost 5. The week before he lost 5. I mean,
if you go back at these tournaments, top 4 are look at it's a Kevin Na. Kevin Na won in 2020, gained 4 strokes putting.
No, in 2020 he gained 14 strokes putting.
Who?
Nah.
No, he didn't. That's impossible.
Nah. All right. Tee to green, he was flat. He gained 14.2 strokes putting in 2019.
2019.
Kevin Na. 14.2.
How does he not get 40 birdies then?
Well, because his tee to green was 0. That means that he was making a S-load of putts just to save his ass.
Wee Kim, 2018 with Cheka. DeChambeau has history here.
Cantley has history here.
Cantley, Graham McDowell, Badley, to your credit, Ghost. Cam Smith, Koepka. Rod Pampling won in 2017. Amazing. I remember that.
Yeah, remember that?
Rocket Rod.
Out of nowhere.
Marty Laird won in 2021. Party's still going.
Smiley Kaufman won there. All right. I mean, you want to pull out,
Smiley Kaufman won on tour.
Yeah. He shot a 61 in the final round at the Shriners in 2015 to win. 2014.
If you had told me your life is on the line, did Smiley Kaufman ever win a tournament? No,
he did it. He won that way.
He did in 2016. God damn.
I believe in ghosts, but I do not believe in Aaron Badley. He has not had a top 10 all year, and he's made a bunch of cuts. Not recently, but he's made a bunch of cuts, and he's got 1 top 20 all year.
I can't believe that Smiley Kaufman won a golf tournament.
He did. Shot 61 in the final round.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah,
I'll never forget that.
He put his brains out.
No one was more surprised than him that day.
Oh, you know what? You know who's a good first round leader? Tracy Haggins just asked for first round leader. You want the AM group if you want to attack it. If you want to take
Definitely.
if you want to have an edge. The dew sweepers, the real early people. But you got Charlie Hoffman there, okay?
Ooh.
Charlie Hoffman loves leading first rounds. He's in the area. I know he said that sometimes it's taxing having some people come in and, he's sort of distracted, but Rico Hoey's there too, by the way. Hello. But Bud Cauley, everyone's going to forget about Bud Cauley. 9:55 a.m. tee time in Vegas. Doesn't drink, doesn't gamble. We used to have people on the ground in Vegas looking who was playing blackjack at 3 a.m. who had a tee time in 3 hours.
Man, oh man.
I think Kevin Kisner missed one once.
Tom Hoagie's good for that. He likes the tables.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I
will not be playing Tom Hoagie this week. Thank you.
There are some serious names when you go to the PGA Tour website for early AM round one scoring average leaders.
Yeah. Poston.
Who would you say?
Poston.
Number 2. Literally number 2. Number 1, Xander.
Number 1, Xander. Yeah, Poston. 10:39 a.m. tee time. I'm going after Poston. Berger's there. Poston's there.
Hosler's there, but he's late.
He's late.
Kitayama's there. Springer's
McCarty's
there.
late too. So I mean, if you want, if it's going to be a stroke advantage, 30-mile-an-hour winds is not a slouch.
It'll be way more than stroke advantage. It'll be insane on Thursday afternoon into Friday morning. If it does what it's saying it's going to do on Weather Underground right now, this week, it will be insane to play that. The wave advantage will be like 2.5 strokes between those two sides.
So Tracy, I just gave you 300 names. Hagens. Where's Tracy from? Where do you think she's from?
How do you know it's a she?
Where do you think he's from?
I would lean that way. Yeah. I mean, I would love to look at the demographic split of our male-female audience.
50-50.
Yeah, it must be.
Yep.
Yeah.
They just don't talk. They get nervous. I'm going to say Tracy's from Syria. That's what we did last week. We were doxing people, and everyone was from Syria.
Can you even say that right now?
I don't know.
Anyway.
The comment section did it. I just reiterated.
Okay.
I'm going to say JT Poston, first round leader. I think that's the play. I think he throws down a -7 on Thursday.
I think you're going to need.
I think what?
I think you're going to need a lot of help to his game the last time I saw him. But
okay, fine. I'll take Bud Cauley then. Who you're saying? You're just making fun of me.
No, I don't have the tee times in front of me. For sure.
I do.
All right.
Give me a name.
Kurt Kitayama.
Kurt Kitayama. 3:40 p.m.
No good.
Nope.
Norlander.
2:45 p.m.
Hoey.
Now 10:17 a.m.
Silverman. Oh, Hoey. There you go.
Hoey's
Get yourself a face tattoo right there in Vegas. Get married too.
I'll double down. 3 Eagles for Hoey on Thursday. Silverman's early too. He's 9:55 a.m.
Silverman could be another one.
Yeah. He's done it before, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Those are your best Thursday AM scorers for the year that are also corresponding to AM tee times on Thursday.
Hoey, Silverman. Toss in a Charlie Hoffman for history. Kaufman.
Norlander.
Cauley. Poston.
I think you said Norlander was in the afternoon.
Norland's the afternoon, yes.
Yeah.
3 o'clock.
But that Hoey and Silverman definitely catch my attention.
Who's that?
Where Hoey and Silverman sit on that list catch my attention.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Nick Taylor's early too. I mean, I think that you're really going to have to take a stand here. Hosler's afternoon. Okay. All right.
Yeah, but the weather goes away over the weekend. It just gets cold. And you can't just I think this came up in Discord a while ago.
Sure.
Maybe a while ago today. Do I just play all one wave? And I think you have to diversify your card, whether it's outright, whether it's placements, whether it's head to heads, whatever. I just, you know, I wouldn't play guys head to head in different waves, but usually they don't set it up that way because no one would bet them, or they
Yep.
would totally bet them
Yep.
because there's an advantage like this. But I think that you have to diversify your card in order to do okay.
Okay.
You just lean all one way, and the wind shifts by a couple hours, you could get smoked. And Bo Hosler could walk away with a 62 on Thursday, and then you're like, okay, here we go. Skipped him because of a tee time.
You know Webb Simpson is in the field?
Yeah. Yeah, which is amazing because it's not a signature event. It's not worth 20 million.
That's crazy.
He's got a good history there.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to do snake draft? Top 3
Yeah.
players on your board? Huh?
I was waiting on that. Yeah.
All right. Snake draft brought to you by Meineke.
Not DraftKings?
Brought to you by DraftKings. Snake
Okay.
draft.
Go through the rules again. I forget.
Okay. The rules are I will flip a coin. The first person to go will pick his favorite player. The next person will pick 2.
Okay.
There are no duplicates.
Yep.
You cannot insult picks or make fun of them and or smile
Okay.
during picks, which give away that you think they're stupid picks. If you smile during picks, you forfeit a pick and you give me the pick. Loser of snake draft gets a snake tattoo somewhere on their body.
Fair enough.
If
How many of those do you have currently?
11.
Okay.
And
goes well with my 11 king tattoos that I have, because when you win snake draft, you have to get a DraftKings king.
That's
tattoo.
right.
Yeah.
All right. I'll flip a coin. You should call it in the air, but you ready? Heads or tails?
Yes. Tails never fails.
Okay, it's heads.
Yeah.
I will go. I'm gonna go. Am I gonna just be a simp here and just completely crap out of waves for players I like? Yeah, I am. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna say Daniel Berger is ready to win.
Ooh. All right.
Daniel Berger 1.
All right, I got 1 and 2. I'm going to go Bo Hosler 1 and Harris English 2.
Okay. Where's English? I know Bo Hosler's afternoon.
English is early.
English is early. Okay. I will go Harris English 2. Just making sure you don't smile and break the rules. We've lost Keith. Harris English 2, and I will go everyone's forgotten. Well, I was gonna say Bud Cauley.
What?
But I'm gonna go Nick Taylor.
Okay. All right.
Berger, Harris English, Nick Taylor.
All right. So 3 for me. I am going to harness the Seamus power. And number 4, I'm gonna go Kids in the Harry Hall.
Okay. I'm going to do Bud Cauley. You can't go off camera, you jerk. You've forfeited 2 picks. Bud Cauley.
I only have 1 pick left.
Anyway. Bud Cauley, Taylor Pendrith.
All right. I'm going to wrap mine with Daniel Berger, another AM guy.
Nice. No duplicates. We conquered that rule. You had multiple violations with the smiling and laughing.
I mean, I was having technical issues. So
I actually thought you were. I was like, fuck, I'm going to do this on my own. Snake Draft brought to you by DraftKings.
Yep. I'm going to have to get another crown tattoo.
Okay. Well, God bless.
Although I think didn't you take McCarty last week in the snake draft? I think you did.
Yeah, I took McCarty. I had a great snake draft.
Yeah. If you roll it back.
I still like McCarty. I'm hung up on this wave shit now.
I mean, that
Diet Coke can's filled with straight booze, right?
It is Tennessee whiskey.
Perfect. There's only one Tennessee whiskey.
That's it, man. Just like my favorite quarterback, Jay Daniels.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're going to say something on the wave.
No, I just forgot.
You're drunk.
No, I'm not. You killed me with that rule this week. I can't laugh.
Yeah, it's not nice.
I understand.
I find it
I
hurtful.
understand. Yeah. I also find it hurtful that you didn't get a face tattoo because Rico Hoey didn't have 3 eagles. So
I don't think that was the rule. I don't think that was it.
The bet was if Rico Hoey gets 3 eagles, I have to come on with 2 stud earrings pierced in my ears. Okay.
Right.
I found a Claire's at the local mall. It was ready to do it and everything, just in case. And then he makes it from 122 yards, and I said, "Oh man, he's gonna get like a hole in one on a par 3, and then he's gonna like make a 6-footer on 18 because it was totally reachable with like for a guy like Hoey with like a 5-iron." I was like, I started driving to the mall, and then the holes were they were getting chopped off one by one, and then he got past the point of having 2 eagles because he only had 1 hole left, and there we are.
And you also clarified it in the Discord that an ace didn't count as an eagle, and I thought that was
No, an ace did. You were right. I didn't really think of it that way, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it did. It did. There was a bunch of eagles last week too, like on par 4s. Kind of wild.
How many eagles did Hoey actually end up with? I think just the one.
The one that day, but he had a good tournament, right?
Yep.
First round leader on Thursday.
He had 3 at the Rocket Mortgage.
What's that?
He had 3 at the. He's had 3 in a tournament twice since April. He's had 17 eagles since the Valero. That's got to lead the field.
Hang on here. That's a great stat. Scoring.
I'm telling you, no one eagles more than Rico Hoey. No one.
Or this year, I'm going to go with
Xander 1.
Number 1. Guess how many eagles in a year? Oh my goodness. Look at this. Rico Hoey is tied for first with 16 eagles this year.
Yeah.
There's 3 other guys there. We will give you a prize presented by DraftKings and Meineke if you can name one of the other 3. 2 of whom were on the President's Cup team, and 1 is a very popular fall golfer. 16 eagles this year so far to date. Rico Hoey is one of them. We have 3 others. Clock starts now.
I knew it. I'll waste time here. The other one's Xander.
No.
Fuck.
Xander is a ways down. He used to make a lot of eagles. He must just be off this year a little bit. Xander is
Im?
He's got 11. Im makes a lot of eagles, but it's not him. I said U.S. President's Cup team, but he was at the President's Cup. Yes.
Ben Griffin.
Ben Griffin is one of the guys. Not the President's guys. The other 2 are Burns and Clark. Crazy.
I knew Rico. He loves eagles. Loves them.
Yeah.
I bring the stats. I just don't make this out of this brain.
Yeah. And you put Tom Kim on the 3rd line for the Oilers. So that's good.
Yeah. Tom Kim, power play 2, Oilers.
Yeah.
God bless you, Keith.
Peace.